block any future calls of this nature, dial 7 now. To accept this call, press 5 now. To decline this call, hang up. Thank you.
Well, good day, good people.
Hello, Patrick. How you doing, sir?
Very good. Now that I've got a hold of my brother in Texas.
You bet, man. You bet.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. You know, we're really going crazy out here with the virus, and my daytimes are like consumed with working, and I'm trying to train in HVAC, so I typically do better at taking calls in the evening, but I always try to get the call if I can, and I haven't talked to you in a while, so it's always good to talk to you.
Yes. Well, I thank you for putting up with the time and stuff and all the constraints and everything. I don't know about this virus thing. It's I get signals from both ends and both directions, and it all seems to be what the hell? Anyway, I've got a phone that's trying. Oh, hello.
Yep, you were breaking up, but I'm hearing you now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I gotta hook the line over my little finger in order to keep a curve in it.
Oh,
I don't know why. Sounds kind of shaky to me, but oh well.
Yeah, it is working right now.
Yeah. Well, these wonderful GTL company phones only work half the time anyway, even the good ones. So
I know.
I'm lucky to get a hold of you at all.
I know. Well, how yeah?
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you about Agnes. I was going to ask you about Agnes. So go ahead, yeah.
Yes, we've been contacting regulars.
But it's always good to talk to you.
Yes. I know my insights are a little out there sometimes, but that's part of being locked up for so long.
I'm surprised. If I had to go through what you had gone through, I would be insane. So I have a huge amount of admiration that you have kept it together this well. So.
Well, it's just like the Waylon Jennings song. I've always been crazy, but it keeps me from going insane.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Anyway, I hope that everything is going well for you and your wife and your mama and the rest of the family are all together and well and not having so much of a problem as this virus tries to contend. They keep throwing numbers over the TV, and the numbers still don't add up to 0.5% of the world population that there's other illnesses and sicknesses and diseases, and one of the worst ones is abortion.
Yeah.
And that has taken more lives than all of the others combined.
Yeah.
In the last 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time that people take a look at this thing. There's a way to stop that without using a law or without doing anything different. I mean, we've got the masks for the coronavirus and things like that. My grandmother used to tell me that there was a birth control pill for women, and she said that she didn't have to take it. It was just an aspirin, but you put it between the girl's knees and tell her to keep it there all night. And,
That's good. That's good.
So anyway, that's the whole thing. I think abstinence is the best medicine.
Yeah, I think so.
As far as that goes.
Yeah, I think so. That's old school. That's old school right there.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
You would have liked grandmother. Grandma Annie Ferguson was. She lost her leg due to diabetes and didn't know she had diabetes and got her foot hurt. And by the time that she got got it corrected and stuff, she had lost above the knee on the leg that had turned gangrenous. And after that, she was having to take insulin shots morning and evening, and she loved to play smut, three-card smut, and she loved to have the family over. And they had a big house, and before I was born, it burned down, and they were living in a little, what they called the loggers' shacks. They had put two of them together. They were 8 foot by 12, and they were lined up on the property, on the edge of the property, and that's what they spent their elderly years in. My mother, Hoffman, went and took care of them during the day, and my Aunt Esther Mason took care of them during the night for, a good 20 years there before they passed on. And it was a blessing, even with Grandpa Ferguson having the problems that he had. They called it hardening of the arteries, but it was Alzheimer's or something like that. He was blacksmith for the Fort Spokane before the nation's the Indian treaty came up and smothered our lands from Walla Walla to Spokane. So after that, then he moved his family across the river to Inchurleum and helped set up the allotments program. Was a surveyor for the allotment program, and on the property that he gave to his daughter Helen Hoffman, there is a bench marker up above the house on a little knoll that sticks out, and it gives the elevation and when it was placed on the property. So,
wow.
Yeah, those things are kind of special to me.
Yeah.
I used to sit there and wonder how they got the brass piece set in the concrete and all the writing on there as a kid.
Right.
You know, growing up on a reservation, we didn't have much. We never had television until I was about 8 years old, and my brother brought a Zenith TV to the folks, so they had that. And we never had indoor plumbing, so we didn't have water in the house until I was about 13. Well, after that, my brother-in-law Howard Whipple put in the plumbing. We dug the well and put in the plumbing so the folks had water in the place there. And then we went into taking care of cattle and taking care of clean up the timber slash on the reservation. My brothers Levi and Bud did business there, and I was the bookkeeper and the business manager, and made sure that everybody got the check that they were supposed to have and things like that. And I was also top cowhand. That we only lost 7 cows in the 7 years that we had 3,800 head out on the range.
Wow. Hey, Patrick, whatever happened to your father's farm? You know, the land that y'all had, that you grew up on, and that
Elmer,
yeah.
Elmer's land and all of the stuff that Grandma Armstrong and stuff is on the reservation. I have photographs that Agnes has taken. The house that Elmer lived in was burned down by one of Jim's sons after Jim passed away. He wanted to live there, and Sarah and Lily, his mother, wouldn't let him, so he took it upon himself to make sure that nobody else could live there too. He's doing prison time now in the federal system. I don't know where he's at, but his name is John McGinnis. He's named after Grandpa McGinnis.
I see. Wow. I see.
Yeah. I don't know him at all. I haven't seen any photographs of him. I wasn't around when he was growing up or anything. I believe that there was one time that I saw him in diapers at the Keller where brother and his wife were staying on the Alice Flats area. I don't know if Lily is still living there or not. After Jim got killed in the car wreck and stuff, then Cloud, his nephew, took up with her, and they raised the family up together, and then Cloud passed away. I don't know from what. I never found out what was the illness that took him, but he passed away too, and I haven't heard anything more from Lily or any of the family up on the reservation at all. It's like they believe that I passed away when Elmer did. I don't know.
Right.
There's no trying to connect. Anyway, I talked with a man in here that knows my sister's daughters, Juanita and Robin, and he said that when he gets out in September, he will go and contact them and have them try to contact me. So maybe we'll have some interplay there. I'd like them to meet my grandson and stuff and get to know. We got to pull the family together. It's all spread out and nobody knows who anybody is or where anybody is, and that needs to change. We need to start pulling for the family instead of pulling for the individual. That's part of the thing that I did with the Chilcotin to do the lawsuit to gain the monetary damages for the taking of the treaty lands that were ours to begin with. The man that was called the Ancient One that was found at Kennewick that lived here 32 to 3,800 years ago. And that's about the time that the three pyramids were built in Egypt. So we have land here and it was proven by blood tests and ancestry tests and stuff that he's closely related to the Colville people on my reservation and closely related to me. So that's what prompted me to put in the lawsuit with Fanny, and now I keep pushing from time to time with her to get a completion on that so that I can send it to a collection agency and try to get 1% of what it is, and that's where I'm at with it still. Anyway, it should be coming through here within the next 6 months, I'm hoping. Anyway,
well,
that's where we are with that.
I hope it all works out. I hope it all works out. And do you do a lot of reading? Is there any books, if anybody was to get a little extra funds or want to send you a book or two, do you have particular books that you find interesting?
Not right at the moment. The only one that I would suggest for reading for everybody that's on the free book email, your ebook, is Elmer's Tribal War by Richard V. Allenbaugh.
Right. Yeah, I have read that. Yeah. Yeah.
That tells fairly much. There's a couple of things that are left out, and it's important things, but we'll get around that. I'm not begrudging the old guy for trying to lift up his wife, because his wife was pro prosecution all the way through, and he's trying to make her look a different story in there, and it's all good. I mean, we all have our own values on things like that. She could have done better, and if she had looked in the direction that she was starting to look, she would have found out that this affidavit had some stuff to it. That time and
You have 60 seconds remaining.
because the police officers buried it, and there was enough talk between the law enforcement community and the prosecutorial staff and stuff that they know they did a lot of things wrong, and they did it for not so much against us, but for the sake of money. There was money coming in, and the tribal.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
The tribal people wanted the money, and that's where it went. They were under the FBI thumb and the federal thumb. Anyway, take care of you. It's good talking with you. Thank you for letting me run my face.
Well, we love you, and we look forward to a God working a miracle so he can set you free, Patrick. You don't deserve to be in prison this long,
Yes.
but thank God that you've maintained your sanity.
Yes, take care of you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
All right, you
Love
too.
and
Love and respects to innocent political prisoner Patrick Hoffman, been in prison over 30 years. You can read about his story in a book called Elmer's Tribal War, ELMER''S, Elmer's Tribal War, written by author Richard V. Allenbaugh.